Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you're a diehard 49ers supporter, you know how unpredictable this season has been so far. The team has faced some serious challenges, especially on the offensive side. We saw it in Week 2 against the New Orleans Saints, a game that on paper many might have overlooked because the Saints are exactly the powerhouse they used to be. But let's be honest, winning in the NFL, especially on the road, is never easy. And the 49ers managed to do just that, pulling off an impressive victory that deserves recognition. What makes this win even more remarkable is the context behind it. The 49ers were missing their star tight end, George Kittle, a player who's been a cornerstone of their offense for years. Kittle's absence is a massive blow, not just because of his production, but because of his leadership and presence on the field. And if that wasn't enough, Brock Purdy, the young quarterback who has been a revelation for San Francisco, was also dealing with an injury. Despite these setbacks, the 49ers showed resilience, strategic execution, and that winning mentality that fans have come to expect from this franchise. But of course, this victory also highlighted a critical issue: the team's offensive depth. Even with Kittle expected to return sometime soon, the Niners need to explore options to strengthen their roster. That's where the latest buzz comes in. Recently, Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox floated an intriguing trade idea that could change the game for San Francisco. The proposal, acquiring David Njoku from the Cleveland Browns. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: wait, Njoku, isn't he just a decent tight end? Well, yes, but when you look at his stats, his experience, and his potential fit with the Niners, it's clear why this move is gaining traction. Njoku, who's 29 years old, has been a consistent and versatile threat in the passing game. His peak season came just recently in 2023, when he finished with 882 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. That's no small feat, especially considering the way the NFL has evolved into a pass-heavy leg. His ability to stretch the field, create mismatches, and serve as a reliable target makes him an ideal candidate for a team like the 49ers, who want to elevate their offense to the next level. Plus, he's more experienced and well-rounded than some of the other tight ends in the league, which could be exactly what San Francisco needs as they push toward another deep playoff run. Now, here's the interesting part. There's some uncertainty about whether the Browns are even willing to part with Njoku. Cleveland has been in a bit of a rebuilding phase, and the team's recent blowout loss has fueled speculation that they might be open to trading some of their assets. The Browns, who weren't really expected to contend this season, seem to be in a bit of a rebuild-on-the-fly mode. And with a young, long-term mismatch creator like Fannin emerging as a key player, Cleveland might think about moving Njoku to accelerate their rebuild or acquire draft capital. From the perspective of the 49ers, adding Njoku would be a significant upgrade. He's proven himself capable of being a top target, especially when healthy. His best season in 2023 showcased his ability to be a dominant force in the passing game, and he'd immediately provide that big-bodied target that Kyle Shanahan loves to deploy. Having Njoku alongside Kittle once he returns could give the 49ers a nightmare matchup for defenses, two tight ends with different skill sets but similar goals: to dominate in the red zone, create mismatches, and move the chains. But let's be honest, the potential trade isn't just about adding another player. It's about the strategic move that could redefine the 49ers' offense. Imagine a scenario where Kittle is back and healthy and Njoku joins the fray. The defense would have to prepare for two tight ends who can both block, run routes, and catch with authority. It would also give Brock Purdy even more options, which is crucial given that the Niners have been a bit banged up on offense this season. Now I want to pause for a second here because this is a big deal. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. You see, the potential of adding Njoku isn't just about immediate impact, but also about long-term stability. The 49ers are built to contend now, but they also want to keep their window open for future seasons. Having a tight end who's proven he can produce at a high level and who is relatively young compared to some veteran options makes a lot of sense for their roster-building strategy. And speaking of Brock Purdy, the young quarterback has been nothing short of impressive this season. His ability to read defenses, make quick decisions, and deliver accurate throws has been one of the bright spots for the Niners. However, with Kittle sidelined, the offense lost a key weapon, which sometimes affected their rhythm. That's why acquiring Njoku could be a game changer. Imagine a scenario where Purdy has both Kittle and Njoku as his safety valves, two tight ends who can both block and catch, who can line up in various formations, and who can create confusion for defenses. Of course, all of this hinges on whether Cleveland is willing to part with Njoku. The Browns' front office has kept their cards close to their chest, and Njoku himself has expressed loyalty and a desire to stay in Cleveland. He recently told Brown Zone that he believes in the team's future, claiming, "Come on, dog, stay home. Give it another shot. We ain't that far off, honestly speaking." These words suggest he's committed to the Browns and their rebuilding process, but NFL teams are known for making bold moves when the right opportunity arises. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time we've seen teams make trades that seem unlikely on paper. The NFL is all about strategic moves, timing, and seizing opportunities. If the Browns decide they're better off moving Njoku for draft capital or other assets, the 49ers could jump in and make a compelling offer. A day 2 pick, for example, could be enough to persuade Cleveland if they're looking to accelerate their rebuild or add draft capital for the future. Now, turning our attention back to the 49ers, it's clear they need to get Kittle back as soon as possible. According to ESPN's Nick Wagoner, Kittle is expected to be sidelined until at least October 12, when they face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That gives them a little time to prepare, rest, and get him fully healthy for the stretch run. The sooner Kittle gets back on the field, the better, but having Njoku in the meantime could provide some insurance and keep their offense firing on all cylinders. The thought of Kittle and Njoku sharing the field is truly exciting for fans. It's a matchup nightmare, two big, athletic tight ends who can block, run routes, and make plays after the catch. It would give Brock Purdy multiple options and force defenses to pick their poison. This kind of depth and versatility could be the difference in critical moments down the stretch, especially as the 49ers aim for their second Super Bowl appearance in recent years. Now, for all of you listening right now, I want to emphasize that the NFL is a constantly evolving league. Injuries, trades, emerging players, everything changes so fast. The 49ers have shown resilience this season, overcoming obstacles and keeping their sights set high, but they also need to adapt and improve. Adding a player like Njoku, if the opportunity presents itself, could be exactly the move they need to elevate their game and solidify their position as NFC contenders. And I know some of you might be wondering, what about the chemistry between Purdy and his current targets? Well, the truth is, the 49ers' offense is built on flexibility. Shanahan's scheme allows for multiple tight end sets, and having Njoku alongside Kittle would only add to that versatility. With Njoku's ability to create mismatches, he could see plenty of targets, especially in critical third-down situations and red zone opportunities. His experience and playmaking ability could be exactly what the 49ers need to push through the tougher defenses they'll face in the playoffs. In conclusion, the 49ers are at a crossroads. Their recent victory, despite facing obstacles like the absence of Kittle and Purdy's injury, shows just how resilient this team is. But to truly maximize their potential and make a serious Super Bowl push, they need to bolster their receiving options. The potential trade for Njoku represents a strategic move that could pay huge dividends down the line. Whether Cleveland is willing to part with him or not, the conversation is definitely worth watching closely because it could reshape the NFC West race and the 49ers' quest for another Lombardi trophy. The team's front office has some tough decisions to make, and fans like us are eager to see how it all unfolds. So as we look ahead, keep an eye on the injury updates, the trade rumors, and the upcoming games. The NFC West is shaping up to be more competitive than ever, and the 49ers want to stay at the top. With Kittle's return on the horizon and the possibility of adding Njoku, this team could be even more dangerous than it already is. The season is far from over, and every game counts. The passion, the resilience, and the strategic moves, these are what will define this season's story for the San Francisco 49ers. Stay tuned, folks, because there's so much more to come, and I'll be here with all the latest updates, analysis, and insights. Remember, your support means everything, so hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know what you think about this potential move, about Kittle's return, and about the 49ers' chances this year. This is a team that's built to contend, and with some smart decisions, they could be back in the Super Bowl conversation very soon. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.